Hello, Bananga, Batulaba by UNN. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Revolutionary Spa. Ngawamani, my name is Sophia Sebi, and I'm the host. Could this show ya feya ku UNN, Revolutionary Spa, meaning self-purposeful action. So kansooka okubuuza ku mwenna I suppose abaliyo abatulaba. So ke mbabuuzeeko nga bwe muyisemu bwe mwatuuka ku lunaku ku nkomerero y'omwaka guli oguwedde 2021 ate nga mbadde sinnabeerako nammwe since the beginning of this year. So tuli mu January 14th, which is mid of the month now. I'm not going to say Happy New Year, ngenda gamba Happy New Month. There's so many reasons why I'm no longer going to be excited about Happy New Year. Kubanga nga bwe twalabye n'okulaba, in fact, program yaffe ya spiritual warfare, nga omulangira Jim Page atugamba nti, tulina different cycle of the year. Ate tulina okumanya lwaki really to celebrating a new year ku 1st of January over 31st of January. Is that the natural calendar? So nyina ebibuuzo bingi n'okumanya kungi, and I have to find to sort of find answers to my questions about the doubting of all these celebrations etubeera nazo. Christmas etegeeza ki oba New Year etegeeza ki? And is that the right way? So, not because of Jim Page, Mulangira Jim Page necessarily, why I'm not saying Happy New Year. Ne kubanga, I myself have questions that I need to answer to myself. And I can only answer those questions if I'm in doubt, ngankola research, and more learning and knowledge and seeking information. So most of the time, tubeera onetwala things at face value, nete tumanya repercussions zabyo. Anyway, regardless, my reasons for Happy New Month, not Happy New Year, at least you would know. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much, mwenna balibera ku UNN. Thank you, all the team, UNN team. Thank you so much for being and supporting the cause, maintaining our vision. We need to maintain our faith in our vision. Program ya Feyalero is about maintaining faith in our vision. Faith is believing in your dream, your vision without seeing. So, firstly, mbabuuzaako mbalamusiza, muli mutya? Abalwadde muli mutya? Abakoseddwa mu ngeri emu oba endala, mbasaasira, and I pray for you nti buli kimu kijja kuba okay. We just need to keep a positive mindset okuba nti nno we envision what our future needs to be. Every one of us has the power to have a good mindset and to be able to really have a vision on what your future needs to be. My message to Revolutionary Spa area about our mindset. I'm going to repeat and repeat and repeat that until we really get our mindsets up to standard. It's not my standard. It can be anyone's standard. It's your standard. It's your family's standard. You get to really understand what it is that you're following. Why are you following the ideas that you're following? Why are you following the ideas of UNN or the ideology of UFCC? Why is that? Is it because of your values, or why is it because you're excited and you're just following blindly? Is it because that you've gone out of your way to understand exactly what it is that the UNN UFCC ideology is all about? And also, of course, why is it that you started following UNN? What message was it that resonated with you to understand or to give you meaning to your life, to give you meaning to your goals, to your standards, to your values? So, mbebaza mwenna ababeera ku UNN. n'abaana tulaba, even if you're going to be watching a recap or replay, I say thank you so much for the support. Continue supporting. If you believe in the vision of UNN, if you believe in the values of UNN, please keep supporting. Subscribe. We do have a subscription um subscription on the page, so please do support the cause, and so that we can continue to come here nga wendi wano to serve you, to bring you the latest inspirational, educational, motivational information and news and learning. Ngawe mugamba, we UNN, the Truth Command Center, we want to be truthful, and everything that we do, we attempt to be that. And of course, if there's any, one reason or another that doesn't come through to you guys, we really mean business. We're here giving our time and making sure that you receive the information in the form that you should receive it. So thank you so much. And I want to thank Mrs. Wamala to be on the show, Prince Chimbugwe Taliko, stepping in on all those shows and trusting and believing also in the vision to continue to be there. Prince Paul Chimbugwe Taliko. Of course, I also thank all UNNians for trusting and believing in our vision. All those who continue to make a contribution to the Ugandan revolution. And the Ugandan revolution is not only just Ugandan revolution, but it's the revolution to impact us in the world that we are in. We're not isolated. Tetuli Island, Tetuli on another planet, Tuli planet Earth. And that means that we are with the world. We're not outside of the world. So thank you all for supporting. All the hosts, all the guests, Ababedak UNN, thank you so much for being on UNN. Thank you so much for believing in the vision. Like I said, topic here today, idea about maintain faith in our vision. Faith is believing in your dream, vision without seeing. So whatever that you're hearing on UNN, or maybe any other, educative programs, Eziriku, any other Ugandan channels, Zemulaba, keep supporting. You don't have to necessarily get anything back, but keep supporting. As long as that message resonates with you, that message gives you value, gives you the power and knowledge, and confirms that you're on the right track of the revolution, why not, keep supporting whoever you want to support? Because of course, ngafe bwetwajja buli muntu alina kwetegerera. So bw'oba ogenda kwetegerera, choose, be picky about what you hear, what you listen to, and make sure that you make up your mind independently. To followinga, but following everyone, every Tom and Harry. Don't just follow for the sake of following. Don't just follow people, independent people or churches, just for the sake of following. Follow because it resonates with you, because it gives you value, because it inspires you, it makes you a better person. The truth sets you free. If someone is being truthful, it always comes out, and what the truth stands for. So unless nga values are really low, then you're probably not going to follow the right programs. You're not going to follow the right people because of your value standard is very low. So njaga kwebaza bambi individuals bonna supporting and promoting change through the federalism governance of system. Liberty FC, Unique Nubs, Jackson, Jacqueline Jackie, Masolo Frank, Woody Williams, n'abalala mwenna sijja, Georgia Barbara, and each and every one of you, Princess Nasuna, everyone, bambi tubebaza nnyo okubeerako. Keep doing the jobs that the information that you're putting out there. Keep sharing the word. As long as you're on the right track and you believe it in yourself, it does not matter who's, I suppose it does not matter, or it shouldn't matter as much who is giving you the message. What matters is the message. So you remember, you know, the saying that says, don't shoot the messenger. So fena babera kuno we're messengers of that message. We're messengers of that information. So do not shoot the messenger. Kubanga was shooting a messenger, then you know, the whole point of why you're learning and the education and, you know, that you the knowledge that you're gaining out of what we're saying to you is distorted. Why is it distorted? Kubanga, you're following a person, you're not following the information and the message, the awakening. So just a little bit of what, you know, some things I wanted to talk about. Of course, I know I haven't been around. Maybe Nasemba Kubalaba, probably around the 7th, I believe. Or maybe was it 12th of December, I think I was with you last. I have not been around because I've not been well. Maybe it was COVID, but I doubt it. But if it was, I'm okay now. And I'm here to continue where I left off. If I want to take you back a little bit, I remember just the show Eugenia Kola last. I really encourage you, Bobato Najidaba, to go on and watch the show. Really listen to the message I was saying. I'm all about our mindset. I'm all about us being okay in the head. What is it that you're going to do about being okay in your head? Because as much as we come here every day to our message and to our information about revolution, you know, the revolution, Uganda's revolution, ngadna yetu ina the mindset to really comprehend and take that information and dissect it, analyze it critically, apply some emotional intelligence, then you are wasting your time. Kubanga tugenda kuddayo nga well before nga kwegamba we're all blindly following a cause or an ideology that we never believed in the first place. And that belief system comes from you being okay in your mind, psychologically being okay, having a mindset that is able to take in the information. If your mindset, if you're listening to the information and you find that your mindset is a little confused, let me put it that way, until you're a bit confused or you're a bit all over the place, you're going from one program to another, you're not really concentrating and having a vision of one particular program, for instance, you're all over the place. Everyone has a different principle, different message they're trying to give, and that message is to, I suppose, that message is to okubawa gundi. That message is to serve someone's agenda, a particular party, a particular person, okubawa that message. Nefiwano, we're not part of any party. We're not at a particular party or a particular. Yes, we have a message. A message is the vision of a revolutionary Uganda. It's not necessarily being part of a political party, but we're saying, you know, as UNN has developed, there's been UFCC, which is the ideology of how we can revolutionize our motherland. Yes, it's an agenda, but that agenda is not serving one group of Ugandans. Sagala agenda nyom politics, like I said, in Australia about revolutionary mindset. It's about revolutionary spark, yourself, purposeful action. When you think about yourself, you need to be purposeful. You need to be intentional. You need to be able to take action from that perspective. Yourself, purposeful, intentional. You need to think, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I following What is it that I want out of life? What is it that I want to get out of being part of the Uganda's revolution? What is it that I'm trying to achieve? What is it that I want to see in my career, in my profession, in my family life, in my community, in the changed Uganda? What is it that I am trying to achieve? It's not about until this one is winning the argument. There's a lot of, I suppose, I don't know how to call it, a lot of things going back and forth. Oh, fetu singer, or fetu singer, or fetu singer argument, or no, yeah, singer. That is not the way to win arguments. Wanatewali, it's not a competition. You're not in a competition with anybody else. You maintain your vision of where you want to see the change Uganda, a revolutionarized Uganda. Once you have that vision in your head and in your word, spoken word, because we create what we become. Nemulangira Jim Page yachogedeko ng'agamba, we create. Our words are powerful. We create what we become. I have talked about it from from episode 1 of the Revolutionary Spa, episode 2, episode 3, 4. I keep saying we create what we become. What is it that we create? If you want your world to be a world of chaos, if you want your world seems like chaos, if the world that you're in seems like it's all over the place and you're running around, or you know, really dark thoughts going on, or you're really angry, that is coming from the world you're creating in your head. But the world doesn't have to be that. Your reality might not be my reality, and my reality does not to be your reality. If you have a clear mindset, that helps you to have a clear vision on where you want to go next, on what you see happening for a revolutionary Uganda, for your life to change. So maintain faith, and you need to, when you create that vision, when you create that mindset, or your goals, no manyanti, this is my vision and I'm part of UNN because I believe in the vision that UNN has. You need to maintain that faith. How do you maintain that faith? Of course, so maintaining that faith by being consistent, that nothing is going to sway you. Abantu bonna bajja kwogera, you will see a lot of things going back and forth. You see people trying to derail you from your faith. But if your faith doesn't have a good foundation, kubanga, it depends on your mindset. Your faith in a good foundation is about, because of your mindset not being in a good space, clear-headed, your vision is not going to be realized. So if you started off with yourself saying that I was happy, what I was hearing from UNN, and UNN was giving me a good message, and UNN is not about a person, UNN is about the collective, us, you and us, you and all of us. Ubuntu. You are because we are. I am because you are. That is where you're going to find your faith. When you believe that in that faith from the word go, and you maintained it, and then all of a sudden something has come up and derailed your vision and clouded the clarity, clouded your head and vision, that means that you're not going to maintain your faith. But you need to have faith, the faith that you had it from the word go. Faith is believing in your dream vision without seeing. your faith. You need faith. Excuse me. Bwetugamba nti, for instance, bwetugamba nti no to, or in a religion, maybe set of religious, doctrines or believing in. And then priest omunagamba nti oba katinga, some of the churches, particularly maybe the Catholic Church, where you have priests offending and being abusive. You've had stories of priests being abusive to children and all of that. Kubanga obadde ogenda maybe certain church eyo ne community eyo priest oyo mwali, are you going to stop going to to church? Are you going to stop being a Catholic because of that priest? Because the priest is an individual, is not the system, is not the doctrine, is not the Catholic Church. So this is just a word of encouragement to you all. Ntino, do not waver your faith. If you have faith in the vision of what we're saying here as UNN, then maintain that faith so that we can realize our vision. The vision of what? Of revolutionizing Uganda. And yes, many people are going to say this and that and that and that, but you cannot afford, we cannot afford to waver. We cannot afford to waver because there's going to be many challenges. There's going to be many rivers, mountains to climb, rivers to swim, lakes to cross, all of those things. Bigenda kujao all the time because that is life. So that was a part of some introduction to the program. Nenjagala kusooka kuddayo a little bit about what's happening in the world, what is happening now, and what is going on, for instance, between the world and Uganda. We know that the world is changing. There's so many things changing in the world. So many things. If we could go to our next slide, please. There's so many things happening in the world, and I think, like I said, we're not. If we could go to the next one, I've talked about gratitude. How are you feeling? What is happening here? This is how is what is happening in the world revolution versus Uganda revolution. And how is this relevant to our mindset? If we're talking about, for instance, nga bwe tulaba tulina, COVID-19 yajja, nga bwe ntegera updates, some of the updates from some of the challenges that are going to impact on our mindset, and you really need to pay attention to what is really going on around you. As much as we're in the Ugandan revolution, and Uganda being part of the world, there's also a world revolution. And part of it has been the COVID-19. How is Uganda dealing with, or how are we dealing with the things that are changing around us? How are we dealing with those things which are changing around us? I say this because the things that are changing around us are very real. The things as a result of the pandemic are very real. Dwaki nkugamba nti they are very real? Not to scare you or anything like that. Naye ate nga bwe tumanyi nti we connect dots, to connecting dots ku UNN. Ate it's sort of, our education platform. Kati, my part of, what I can help in this revolution is also to try and bring to your attention kiki ekigenda mu maaso in the world that's really affecting us as a people, community, the way we know how, the way we used to live is not really the way we're living now. Ntegeeza ki? Kyentegeeza nti nno kakati tulina COVID-19 as a result of that pandemic, we are being asked to have vaccinations. Is it really questions I'm asking to you? Not that I want you to answer to give me an answer straight away, but I'm asking, ask yourself, vaccination in agenda ku, what are the repercussions when I take the vaccine or if I don't take the vaccine? Abamu bagiyita jab, abamu bagiyita something else. Now I want you to really think about what has gone on around you. Wherever you were, in okuba diaspora or in okuba Uganda, have you thought about what the COVID-19 pandemic and you being asked or coerced or like a mandate, a chizenga mandate, mandatory vaccination? What are you going to do? Kale yonna gy'oli oyinza okugamba tekikutuukako nti eyo gy'oli oyinza okutafuna mandatory request or requirement at your job okugamba nti no, you need to get vaccinated. Naye nga in your truth of truth, you do not believe in getting vaccinated. I personally, I do not believe that I should be vaccinated. Because I don't trust what this means. I really don't. So what are the repercussions? How is it going to be? How is it relevant to your mindset? How are you going to cope? How are you going to react? What have you done to prepare for, or to plan, or to strategize to what is likely to come? The reason why I've brought this particular topic, because ndaba around me and I see that it's really hitting home. Kwegamba kinkuteko nganza omuntu wadde ndi UK mu diaspora, kinkuteko. You know why ngamba kinkuteko? Kubanga I work in social care, and in the UK, health and social care workers babagambye nti no, we need to get vaccinated by February, beginning of February. And bw'obanga strongly you don't believe in the vaccination, you don't believe that you should get vaccinated, how is that going to be impacting on my work? Emirimu gyaffe gigenda kuba impacted how? Bw'oba believing into being vaccinated, tugenda kukola tutya for livelihood? Mulowooza kino tekigenda kutukyusa the way we live our lives? How are we going to? We need to start considering and asking ourselves questions. Tulina okutandika okubuuza ebibuuzo. Yes means okugamba kikwataganira wa ne revolution. This is all revolution. Uganda is part of the revolution. COVID-19 pandemic is part of the revolution. It's not outside of it. Was it intentional? It is definitely part of it. And we really need to start asking ourselves questions. Bwe kintuukako ng'eyo yonna gye ndi oba ndi mu kiyumba oba I'm working away from home, bakama bange bagenda kumbuuza, bagenda kuŋŋamba nyina okugetinga vaccinated naye nga saagala, ŋŋenda kukola ntya, ŋŋenda kwekaka, bagenda kunkaka ngetinge vaccinated, naye ate bwe baba tebaagala kwega bwe mba saagala kugetinga vaccinated, what is my next plan? Have you thought about it? What is your plan if government yoba bokolera bakugambye nti no olina okufuna jabu eno, ogenda kukola otya? Nze nga akola mu social work, akola mu social care, I need to think about how am I going to feed my family if I'm not willing to go with the mandate that I need to be vaccinated by this date. If not, I risk losing my job. Have you thought about what you're going to do with your revolutionary mindset that we've been talking about? You need to reinvent, rebrand, tulina okutandika okulowooza outside the box. That is my view. That is my perspective. I'm not saying this is everyone's perspective. I'm not saying it's the perspective of the UNN team. These are my personal views. And I just thought, but then there was of all this time, since I've not come on, all this time I've been doing a lot of research. I've been listening to a lot of, other commentary about this particular problem or challenge that we have. In fact, I don't want to call it a problem, but a challenge that we have, that we're going to have to choose between life and limb, or life and death, okwebuuza ebibuuzo, ate tulina okwebuuza ebibuuzo bino mangu, kubanga laws are changing every day. Where does your human rights come in? How do we address this issue when our human rights are being vandalized, are being breached? Do we even have human rights anymore? So think about it. Think about it, kubanga. I think not thinking about things, not being active in what's going on around us in the world, in Uganda. Uganda is not outside of the world. We're in the world. And everything that happens around the world impacts us, because we rely on other countries for donations, for instance. But politicians baffe, government erabike, gwebe making deals ezo, and deals that tamanyi, deals, they've sold our souls. And the mandation is also likely to come. Kubanga nalaba ka video at one point, ka video nga kali about Roblox. I'm sure abakalaba muyinza okukasharinga, naye ka video ako nga kali about Uganda army nga njiraba ku nguudo trying to pull people to be vaccinated. Oba oyagala oba toyagala, come coercing them, pushing them into getting vaccinated without giving information. What is it in that vaccine that I'm getting? What is it that I'm receiving? Is it good for my body? How about healing myself with maybe the natural stuff? Why is it that we're pushing a lot of chemicals and foreign agents into our body? Why not go the natural route? Ebyo byonna ebibuuzo tulina okubyebuuza. Yes, kale siganye ayagala getting vaccinated, you, by all means, you are free to do so because it's your body at the end of the day. It's your choice. But why can't other people choose not to be vaccinated? Why is it that we're being forced and pushed and pulled, coerced, and made to feel guilty? From my belief is that 99.9%, no, my belief, the information I have from the data, those vaccinated and those unvaccinated, egamantino 0.001% abali vaccinated, boboli vaccinated, you have a chance of 0.001% in being immune or being protected by the vaccine, which means 99.9% totally protected. So if you're not 99%, then it doesn't make sense. But that is my opinion. It's not the opinion of UNN, and it's not the opinion of my profession. Naye nga nze omuntu nga Sophia Sebi. Kubanga te Uganda bw'otunula, what is the army doing setting up roadblocks and coercing Ugandans to get the job? What does that mean? What does it represent to people's rights and freedoms? We know that it, during the elections, during the, protests, olaba display of armory, olaba display of tanks, of heavy-handed army nga bajja kuba abantu abali unarmed naye nga bazza okuba forcing. So when the army goes on the road, what does that mean? Coming to fight what, the citizens? What does that really mean? And abantu bonna bali musirise bwemba musirika, especially the elites, when you keep quiet and not stand up for your freedoms and rights and human rights, every day there's one new law that is against your freedoms. Every day there's something that will come and disrupt your little comfort zone. If you keep silent and you don't come out and speak about these things, there's always going to be one thing or another that takes away your freedoms. There's going to be one thing or another that takes away your freedom until you cannot breathe anymore. Those of you who are very religious, maybe, or some believing I'm vaccinated, when it comes to saying ziri mandatory, what are you going to do? What is your plan B? Ogenda kuleka omulimu, ogenda kukkiriza job, tomanyi oba egenda kulwaza oba tegenda kulwaza. What are you going to do? Are you going to do that? Have you thought about plan B? How are you, when it comes to your children? Bwe mandating anti kati abaana baffe balina okugemebwa, what are we going to do? Are we going to stay silent? Are we going to, get the job anyway so that we can leave? How about thinking about other ways? We need to radically think very fast and plan and organize and be ready to think about what is next. How can we prepare ourselves to live parallel to the new system of living? If anything, my personal experience, I didn't think I'll be in this position where I have to choose between having a job and not having one. I am going to have to make very fast decisions, and that is going to impact on my family. I am the main breadwinner, the main income. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do to provide for my family? Kitegeeza ngenda making a decision very fast. I need to really be, faster thinking. How am I going to make my skills zenyina zenfunye over the years? Thank God for that. I need to make a living from it. But that living, it needs to be out of the system. I can't be an employee anymore because I cannot accept the vaccination. This thing is really real. And all I'm saying, Ugandans, Abandaba, Ugandan or not Ugandan, think about it. Think about it. It might be coming to you tomorrow. Ntibagenda kugamba, you need to get vaccinated, or your child needs to get vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, you cannot have a job. How are you going to make a living? So again, the fear, we need to take the fear out of our thinking. Our mindset needs to be fearless. Tugambe no, nze bwe mba ndi mu Arab country nga baŋŋambye ngenda getting vaccinated, nyinayo million bbiri oba ssatu oba nnya kantandikira okwo, I'm going to go, set up home or whatever, a little bit of land gye nnyina ntandike okulunda ebintu, it's about survival. Tolekerawo okulowooza tugenda gaggawala mu nsi ze tulimu ez'ebweru. We might need to rethink. We have to rethink, and maybe we have to go back home. Maybe we have to go back home. Tusibeko ebyaffe byonna tugende back home kubanga tuyina okumanya nti no, it's about life or limb. We need to make hard decisions about our families, because we will eventually have to do that due to fear of losing our livelihood. Otherwise, we're going to have to conform. I'm not ready to conform. I am not ready to conform. So whilst you continue to chase the money, the paper money, by the way, is now useless. It is risking your health. And guess what? Without your health, there is no wealth. You cannot build your wealth ng'oli mu kitanda weebase oba oli mu ntaana. You cannot do that. And then think about, this change of constitution, in Uganda, of course, change of constitutions, the bid to stay in power till death and transfer of power. It was all planned in advance and planned with our previous colonialists. The Western world is supporting the thing that's in government. It supports the governance that's currently taking, our freedoms. This whole thing of the East Africa, or uniting the whole of Africa, it probably means uniting the whole of the world, because I'm sure temuli basiru mulide, all this in New World Order, whatever. There, I've said it. What does that mean to us as a Ugandan to fighting our Ugandan revolution? Yes, about the specific country, political and all of that. But how about what's going on around the world? We are not isolated from the world. We're in the world. So we need to keep really focused and listening out and being attentive, reading, researching, finding different ways of how we can fellowship, how we can gather together. We get into a community. Thank God we have UNN, but we need to do a bit more than what we're doing now. Tuteese tugambe bannange kakati tugenda kukola tutya, tugenda kugula maybe piece of land, tugenda kutandika kulunda, but something like that, so that we can really be prepared on whatever might happen. Kubanga, if you're not mandated, if you don't want to conform to the mainstream, what else is there apart from us having to really completely remove ourselves from the system, the mainstream system, so that we can live in, the life that we want? Of course, we're going to, continue consuming, be in the consumerism, then by all means, and be vaccinated. Yeah, conform and take on whatever you want to take on from the system. But those of us who are saying no to vaccination, no, you will not vaccinate my child, no, you will not, I will not do that, because so that I can go into a job to continue being a slave in my enslaved mind. If I'm saying that no, I will not do that, then I need to find radical change in how I live my life. This message is to you all. I'm just saying, we need to think about radical changes in how we're going to live our life. Do we have seriously, we need to think about, we're seriously giving up our jobs. We reevaluate our way of life, reinvent, rebrand. We've done so many shows, from the She Woman and then the Revolutionary Spa, the practical ways that you can, start changing your mindset, growing our own food, seriously thinking of reconstructing how we are educating our children. How are we educating our children? Are we saying that cutting Uganda, 2 years or 23 months, according to the reports of how long we've been out of lockdown? The Guardian was reporting, Guardian UK, was reporting 23 months, Uganda, one of the, the longest country to reopen the doors, the longest country to have schools open, or the longest country to have shut their doors to schools, to children going to school. And now it's reopening, which was obviously this week, beginning of this week or end of last week to this week. So tugenda kulinda system tugambe, when do we need to educate our children? When do we need to get our children back? You all have phones. Most of us have phones, internet. Why don't we use those things, those same gadgets? I know Uganda, yes, a lot of parents don't. Nefe abayina kati, why can't we push this narrative? Netutandika okukungaanya maybe masim, maybe computers, maybe whatever we can, so that we can start thinking about, how do we re-educate our children? Can we do homeschooling? Why can't we do that? Imagine, but abasomesa babadde nga batudde for so long. Did anyone say that, you know what, I'm going to, did anyone, or nedda kangende nkoleki, nsomesa abaana eka, oba tufune baticha babiri, oba whatever it is, to basobole okuba nti no basomesa abaana baffe. If I get 2 teachers, 2 assistants, so many graduates are able to actually, teach the young ones the basics at least. We don't need all the subjects that we do. Most of them are irrelevant. So I want you to listen to this video. Maybe Jaku, and I think this person who did it on TikTok at Williams Muddy, I thank them, and whoever shared it with me, I thank you. So if we could just watch this, what do you think?
Wanjisebo.
Ono musomesa wa jina?
Esebo yenze.
Nze taata we jebaleko sebo.
Kale sebo nawe jebaleko sebo.
Kakati sebo mbadde mpita ayita wano mu homework w'omwana.
Esebo.
Ninga waliwo ebibuuzo banange ebibuuzo bye mubuwa abaana, ebibuuzo bino bigenda gasa ki abaana mu future?
Kibuuzo nga kimuzeeyo ate.
Obuuziza omwana mbu empogola bagiyita batya mu Luzungu. Empogola as empogola. Kati nze kyembuuza, ebintu nga bino bigenda kuyamba ki abaana baffe gye bujja? Kono technology aliwo, software aliwo, naguno mulembe oguliwo. Mulembe gwagenda kubizungiri ku mwezi, mulembe gwakola bintu ebiyamba abantu. Empogola zigenda kuyamba ki obuuza omwana empogola bagiyita batya mu Luzungu? Empogola egenda muyamba etya?
Abaana tubasomesa nnono muzeeyi ng'oba tokiraba.
Egenda muyamba mu interview ng'asaba mulimu ku kisaawe ky'ennyonyi, mu ministry, ng'ayingira palamenti.
Muzeeyi ate onyiize bunyiizi, ekintu okitutte wala muzeeyi.
No, nedda, linda mwe bennyini kimpitiddeko, luli wamubuuza ebyenda by'omusu. Omwana talabanga na kumusu, kati kumubuuza ebyenda by'omusu. Bannange, lwaki amasomero gano mwe mugafudde ki bannange? Lwaki mwonoona mu ssente z'abazadde bwe mutyo? Manje tujja ssente zino. Mubuuza abaana n'osensuwa mwoyo.
Muzeeyi oba tewasoma, leka omwana asome ebintu, leka omwana ayige ebintu, goba tewasoma.
Ate si ogambye otya?
Ate muzeeyi tojja teekawo twala eri naawe.
Go ansomesa.
Mwete mwasoma.
Goza je twasoma. Gwe naye bakusomesanga mpogola? Asiri wala nyini. Tonsiri walirako olinga ebyenda by'omusu naawe. Olinga ebyenda by'omusu kubanga byosomesa naawe byenda bya musu bye nyini. Temwina bye musomesa. tebulina byemusomesa
kale oba tetulina betusomesa kati tagenda kudda
tagenda kudda katulabe bwanaafa
mutwalire ddala tadda ku ssomero lyaffe mutwalire
tagenda kudda kakibalume esente ze muliddeko zibamala tagenda kudda mwakali empogola zammwe nga mukoza mu byenda by'omusu
You know, the main thing, kale video eyo kyembadde njagala mugirabeko, not because ennono ekyennono, of course, tulina okuyiga ennono and so on and so forth, naye not necessarily nti we need a classroom. Is it necessary that we need to be in the mainstream education as it is now? Abaana baba baddewo for 23 months, over what, almost 2 years, tebasoma, tebali mu mainstream. Naye kati all of a sudden bazzeeyo, not much equipment, or there's no, I don't think abazadde muina much hope to say nti abaana bajja catching up in those 23 months of what they have missed, unless nti mubadde mubasomesa, kubanga you're the first parent. Gwe ng'omuzadde, you are the first teacher, not parent, excuse me, but you're the first teacher. Gw'osooka okusomesa omwana, then omwana n'ayigira ku balala naye nga ayongerako ku byasoose okuyigira eka. Because remember, in sort of development, child development, until the first 7 years of the child's life are the most important, are key. They actually can dictate their future, their adulthood. They shape their adulthood. How do they shape their adulthood? Kubanga from zero, or from maybe the last semester, in fact, of pregnancy to 7 years old, that's when a child really is able to learn all of those things that will help them in the future as an adult. That's scientific, that's out there. It's not something I've made up. Naye, if that is true, ng'ate abaana batandika about 6 years old, maybe 7, from school, and the education system has little to impact on what determines their future, what does that say? Ekyo kitegeeza ky'okuba nti education system teyina a lot of influence on what the child is going to be in the future as an adult. What does that mean? Kitegeeza kitulaga kifaananyi ki? Nze ku bwange kindaga nti nno, which means we can homeschool our children. We can find ways of homeschooling. Gwe bw'oba tosobolanga ebitabo byakulema, obanga you're finding it difficult, find someone else that can. Let's find communities. Let's make communities. Imagine community yonna bw'egamba nti kale katu employinge baticha babiri, tufune, tuzimbe, maybe, tufena abasinga, there's a lot of wasted land, okutali anything, oba omuntu alinze ditunda, oba omuntu neighbor, oba olimiramu something, oba mwanyi naye nga tezikyakuwa anything. Why wouldn't you try and find behind your house, find one room? Maybe. These are just proposals. I might be out of my head. Nyinza okuba nti byenjogerako sibimanyi, naye I really have a firm belief, especially at this time of the revolution going on in the world versus what's going on in Uganda. Esente zemuwa amasomero gali a little bit, nze ndowooza nti nno zigoing a little bit to waste, kubanga abo bonna they're about profit making. Bwe baba bali about profit making, ng'ogenda n'okola from about 12 hours to just get the first term's fees. Why? Maybe, mindset again. Anyway, I'm just proposing with all the teachers we have, abatalina really good pay, Why not employ them independently? Bo batandika okuba independent, by earning their own independent money, and it goes in their own pockets, not waiting for government to pay them, and also not waiting for the government to say, yes, banaya masomero twagagudde, mujje mulete abaana. Why? When the first 7 years of a child's life determine their destiny, or can determine their adulthood, what they're going to be. Why? With all the quality teachers that we have, who are losing their skills, or who have lost their skills, kubanga they had no other way but to maybe go back in the market to sell. I'm not saying that a market job is not a good job. It's a good job if you're not conforming to being in suits and office and being the elite. Why not? Yes, kola market webange kuwa ekyokulya, kubanga tewali mulimo gwokola nangalo zo genda kubanga gukulyaza amanya. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of graduates abatalina milimo. How about start teaching the kids? Because you have enough basic knowledge, maths, English, subjects ezigenda okubayisa mu nsi. What is the purpose of life anyway? Are we not all about survival? Are we not supposed to be, you earn an income? Why are we living? Are we living to accumulate stuff, things? Maybe we need to reevaluate our values. What is it that we're going to do in the diaspora or wherever we are to earn the money? Why do we need so much money to live? When right now, COVID-19, you can actually be stopped. The man-made virus is showing us you can be stopped. They can be locked down and you don't have a movement. So we need to start really being creators and not consumers, making a living using our creativity, inner self, using nature to feed ourselves, and not rely on supermarkets, on the big people, giving them our hard-earned money. Ogenda nokola nofuna paycheck, by the time paycheck weze, esente zona ziri already spent. So you are either living off in overdraft, you are stuck on a hamster wheel. Tuli ku revolving door, tugenda round and round and round, and we don't know when we're going to get off that revolving door. That is what's so disheartening. Nti abantu tugenda ne tukola, nokola year in, year out, year in, year out. You haven't seen the sun. Most of us who live in the diaspora, where you have different seasons like winter, you see the sun maybe twice in a month. Our health is being impacted. Mental health is being impacted from the lack of sun, lack of vitamin D, lack of vitamin C. We don't eat well because we're chasing what? Accumulating material things. I'm sure abamu mulina ebizimbe bingi muzimbye. I'm sure abamu mulina about mulina all these big buildings back home. They be collecting a dust, and you still refuse to go back home. Because what you're wanting is more material things and more material things, and you just want, you're thinking this topic might not necessarily be about the revolution of Uganda, but maybe if we change the way we live and our mindset, stop moving away, insist on, caring for our land, insist on not wanting the government to give us or do for us, maybe we can actually leave home simply with basic. Abantu bangi twina land. But anyway, I'm not going to go any further. If we can go on, and I'm about to finish in about 5 minutes, I will finish this. I needed to come on really, mbawe message eyo kubanga nze ndowooza we really need to change our mindsets. We need to move forward from the point of being consumers and be creators of our own destiny, of the things that we need in life. We need to reevaluate, rebrand. So perhaps Okay, if we could go to the next slide, please. If we go through. Okay, next one. Okay, Chileka, that's it. But anyway, it doesn't matter if we have a next slide or not. Let me as I conclude, I'm just going to leave this with you. Mwebale mwenna ababaddeko naye ngenda kubalekera leave just some practical things to think about. Think about what's, if you have land, what are you doing on that land? Are you doing any farming? Maybe again a bit of, livelihood. Maybe you're not your, ogena kutunda some of the the things that you're keeping on, your let's say, or in a cattle, maybe you're going to keep cattle. Ogenda kukola ki? Amata ogenda kugyamu amata gagenda, ogenda gatunda. Isn't that income? Instead of thinking about building picket fences, building great walls, securing yourself, securing yourself, the world is still, you're still in the world. You're not outside of the world. Do we require all the large spaces, all the large homes that we build, mansions, is that, does that make sense? What is success? Define what success is. Oyinza okuba we comparing gwe n'omuntu omulala naye ng'ate muyina different values in life. Success is not about accumulating things. Success is not about, having a lot of money in the bank, because at some point the paper money is going to be useless, because maybe we're all going to be cashless. It's already started anyway, we know that. Already chitanse tugenda kuba tuli mu, virtual world. So these things be accumulating, be impacting negatively on our mental health, psychological and physical well-being, which stops us from having a different mindset in how we look at life, how we want life to, what our values are. Define what your values are, what your family's values are, and follow that. Maintain your faith in your values to realize your vision. You don't have to work hard, blood and sweat to be abused or live in bad conditions. Kubanga, you want that money. But faith in your vision is where what you need. How many times do we have a feeling about something that is going to happen and it actually happens? What does that mean? Maybe it's faith. How many times do we experience something that we believe has happened already, like deja vu? And actually, you feel like you've relived that experience. You've lived it before. It's about your mindset. It's inside. So look inside you. It's not outside things that are going to maintain your faith in the vision. If you have the vision of the faith, or you value what UNN is doing, don't let outside things impact on your willingness to support this channel. Martin Luther once said that you don't have to see the whole staircase. You just have to take a step at a time. Your faith in yourself maintains the vision. It doesn't have to be all over the place. You don't have to see all the other channels, of all the influences, all the perspectives in order for you to see where you're going. The last thing I'm going to say, an example, for instance, you get on the plane to go to another country for a job, in the belief that when you get the job, you will earn enough money to solve most of your problems, to pay for the things you want or need. You plan for what that salary is going to pay for. You believe you will get it, that it will solve most of your problems. Then you go off. but it doesn't solve most of your problems. I'm sure abamu, fena maybe twagena mu diaspora tugamba I'm going to spend 1 year, 2 years only. Just that a sentence when zifuna, I'm going to go back home. Yes, okay, I know variables nyingi, maybe political situation yatugano kudayo over something happened. Na ye as a sentence zifunye, I'm sure you've got it. You've earned it, like you've earned it along the way. But it was still not enough. What does that say? So I really want to thank you very much for watching UNN. Thank you very much for being on Revolutionary Spa. Ababadde ku Facebook, tubebaza ababadde ku YouTube. Thank you so much. I can see a lot of Mara, thank you for saying share the video. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, and I can't mention every single one of you, but I really appreciate you for being on UNN. Continue to subscribe, to share the video, the message. If I've said something that resonates with you, onga chomanyi chikuyambi chikuzimbyemu, by all means email and give your feedback. If there's something that you think that needs to improve on this show Revolutionary Spa, or any particular topic joyagala to I do research on, so I can come and talk about it, please by all means do share. Send me an email. My email should be across the screen, but if not, you can still get me at on our UNN email, which is hello@getunn.com. You can email, I will get the message. Anything that you think that will be helpful to us in terms of our mindset, in terms of improving how we see things, perspectives, and having a revolutionary mindset and a revolutionary Uganda. Good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I salute you all. Love and peace. May God bless you. Bye.